Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming. My name's Alan, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of a startup called DataBlade. And just before I get started, I just want to apologize ahead of time. I think that I probably tried to pack too much into this talk for the 5 minutes that I was given. So if it feels like I've breezed over anything, just feel free, contact me, find me after the event. Happy to have a conversation with you about any of the things that I talked about tonight. But with that said, tonight, let's talk about SaaS, or software as a service. But before I begin, just a brief overview of some of my background. I got my computer science degree from UW here in 2007, and that's how I originally got connected with this event. After graduating, I spent many years working as an engineer for this guy, who you may recognize. I then founded a startup called CloudPress that was eventually acquired by this guy, who you might also recognize. And before you ask, no, I had nothing to do with the UK phone hacking incident. After leaving News Corp, I founded a new startup called DataBlade with my friend Jeremy, also a UW grad, and we went through the Seattle Techstars program last fall. Just a quick shout out to them. Great program, also based out here in UW. And if you have an early stage startup and you're thinking about maybe needing some acceleration, I'd highly suggest you look into it. But just to set the stage for what DataBlade does, I think that it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody that the world of data is exploding. And it's actually gotten so out of hand that today, 99.5% of the world's data is never even analyzed. The challenges of today's data environment actually prevent a lot of organizations from tapping into the value that's locked away in their data. And it's DataBlade's mission to build tools to help lift those barriers. Specifically, what we've built is a cloud platform that allows users to link all their different data sources with a single click, no matter if it's third-party data locked away in an API or it's some kind of internal database. You can use our tool to build new aggregated feeds to bring together disparate data sources into single feeds so that you can share and automate across your organization. But what I actually wanted to talk to you guys today about was something that we've observed a little bit more generally as we built out enterprise software as a service products. So by definition, software as a service products are what the industry calls multi-tenant. And what this means is that the service provider hosts a single cloud application that all of their customers log on to. So while it might feel like my Dropbox files are separate from your Dropbox files, in actuality, we're actually all logging onto the same servers. And there are a variety of reasons why multi-tenancy is a good thing for both the vendor and the customer. But really the main one is the economies of scale. This is why cloud software is taking off in the first place. With multi-tenancy, the vendor can focus on a single shared by everyone instance of their application and build and maintain just that one so that all of their customers gain the benefits of a more stable product and get a lot of reliability and cost savings. So to whatever extent that we can, the SaaS cloud model is the model that we as a company want to use to sell our software. It's a really, really good thing. Unfortunately, there are a few things specific to our business and our product that make doing this and having everyone play in the same sandbox actually really challenging. The first is that in order to provide our customers with some of the features that they need, we have a lot of features that could potentially eat up a lot of computing resources so that a runaway user might actually start affecting our other tenants, if you will, adversely. And the other is that a lot of enterprise data sources like data warehouses or SQL databases are actually locked away behind corporate firewalls, making them inaccessible to SaaS products that traditionally live in the public cloud. So that's one of the reasons why so much enterprise software is still deployed within a customer's data center or their private cloud. So the big challenge for us while we were building DataBlade was to figure out how can we maintain all the benefits of multi-tenant cloud applications while still continuing to provide our customers enterprise-level features without making them maintain their own copy of DataBlade. So just as a reference, this is how 99% of all cloud applications work. Everyone logs into the same cloud instance, and all the work is actually directed behind the scenes to a shared pool of resources in the back end. And this is a very effective, proven model, but for all the reasons that I just outlined, this wasn't going to work for us. Instead, what we do is when a user logs onto DataBlade, behind the scenes, we secretly remap all of that user's workload onto a standalone resource unit just for that user's session. So in effect, every single user that's logged into DataBlade is getting their own mini dedicated version of our software. But because the user experience is exactly the same as how a normal cloud application is, our users are none the wiser. And all this magic happens seamlessly and transparently, so that if a new user logs on, we instantly create a new mini dedicated instance and remap all of that user's workload onto it. So this way of doing things effectively solves the first problem that I outlined, which is that different users can start stepping on each other's toes because everybody is kind of sandboxed and isolated. Sure. But the problem still remains that a lot of data sources are locked behind corporate firewalls. But because our mini dedicated instances are actually totally portable, we can actually spin them up anywhere, including inside a company's compute resources, so that when we detect a user is logging on from a certain enterprise, we can dedicate an instance for them from within their own firewall, so that while the company's data is still never directly accessible by the public, the vast majority of the core infrastructure for us still lives in the public cloud. This way we can give all of our users the majority of the benefits of multi-tenant SaaS while still making features available to them that were previously only available through dedicated software. So that's just a very quick overview of some of the ways that we've solved some of the challenges that we've faced. If you're interested in learning more, come talk to me after the event. I'm happy to have a conversation with you. Do I get time for questions now? All right, 2 questions. Anybody? I know I breezed through that very quickly. No questions? All right, great. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear for DataBlade. Thank you.